Hi friends, welcome to this video which is going to be about solving equations, which you kind of already know how to do. In fact, you're quite good at it. But now I'm going to add another twist because, that's how we roll. So notice now that the coefficient in front of the x, or what's being multiplied by the x, in both of these problems is a fraction. So we're going to tackle how do we deal with equations that have fractions multiplying the variable. Um, so those coefficients, and again, remember that the word coefficient means the whatever number is multiplying by the variable, by the letter. Okay? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get x, right, by itself. I want to isolate the value of x. And in order to isolate it, I'm going to use the order of operations backwards. So instead of GEMDAS, I'm going to use SAD-MEG. So I'm going to take a look at this, and I'm going to figure out what everything's doing to the x. So the negative 2/3 is multiplying the x, and then the 5 is adding to that product. So taking a look backwards, I'm going to see if there's any addition or subtraction. And in fact, I just said that there was this adding 5. So I'm going to do the opposite of adding 5 to both sides. So I'm going to subtract 5 from the left-hand side. You can still build your wall if you like to, if that helps keep you organized. And I'm going to subtract 5 on this side. And I'm going to do the operation. So 25 take away 5 is 20. Bring down my equal sign. And positive 5, negative 5 will cancel out. So I'm going to bring down what's left on this left-hand side, which is negative 2/3 x. Now I've got negative 2/3 multiplying this x is equal to 20. So looking at SAD-MEG, the next step would be to divide the multiplication. But the thing that's being multiplied is a fraction. Oh no! Fear not, though. Instead of panicking, we're going to remember that dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. Let me say that again. Dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. So that means we're going to go here and we're going to find this fraction, right? Negative 2/3. And we're going to multiply by its reciprocal. So I'm going to put this whole thing in parentheses just to make it clear that I'm multiplying on this side. And then I'm going to write the reciprocal, right, or the inverse of negative 2/3. So I'm going to flip the fraction, so 3 over 2. And it's negative, so I'm going to keep the negative sign with the numerator. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. Negative 3 over 2. So take a look what happens here. If I cancel, the 3's cancel down to 1. The 2's cancel down to 1. A negative times a negative is a positive. So all of that is just 1, or 1x. In other words, just x left here on the left-hand side. And now I'm going to multiply negative 3/2 times 20. So I want to make this one look like a fraction. So I'm going to put it over 1 because it's 20 wholes. And so now I'm going to see if there's anything I can cross-cancel. Because remember, from multiplying fractions, I cross-cancel and multiply straight across. So look, the 20 and the 2 can cancel down. That's 20 divided by 2 is 10. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So now I don't see anything else that I can cross-cancel. So multiplying straight across, 10 times negative 3 is negative 30. And 1 times 1 is 1. And another way to write that is that x is equal to negative 30. There's my answer. I can plug it back in and check if I want to. So I could say negative 2/3 times 30, oh, negative 30, almost lost my sign there. I'm going to put that over 1 plus 5. Is that actually equal to 25? Well, let's see, canceling that down, that's negative 10, so that's positive 20 plus 5 sure is equal to 25. So that looks good. Let's try another one. Okay, so here I've got another opportunity to solve a problem where I've got a fractional coefficient. So again, I'm going to use SADMEG. I'm going to see what's happening to this x. So the x is being multiplied by negative 3/5, and then negative 12 is being, I guess I could think of this as adding negative 3/5, right? So then this negative 12 is being added to that product. So working backwards, I'm going to undo the addition subtraction. I'm going to add 12 on both sides. And the 12s will cancel out, so I'm going to bring down my negative 3/5 x is equal to 21. So now I need to undo multiplying, right, by this fraction. So I'm going to do the opposite of multiplying by the fraction, which means I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. So I flip the fraction, and it's negative, so I keep the negative sign. Do the same thing on the other side. 5 over 3. And I'm going to write this 21 as just over 1. So everything here cancels out. Whoosh, whoosh. And I'm left with just x on the left-hand side is equal to, let's see if there's any cross-canceling I can do on the right-hand side. 21 and 3, those are both divisible by 3. So 21 divided by 3 is 7. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 7 times negative 5 is negative 35. 1 divided by 1 is 1, so x is equal to negative 35. Okay. All right, it's your turn to give these a little bit of a try, and I look forward to talking more about these in class. Thanks, guys.